Ariel, you are looking live at the damaged plane that made an emergency landing between two runways at RDU International. This plane is also connected to the search for a missing person that has just shifted from Cary to Holly Springs. Right now on WREL, we're going to try to put these pieces together for you.
Take a look at the TV screen. This is the area we're going to focus at. It was where we want to start. WREL Sky 5 pilot was at the airport, captured this scene as the plane came in for an emergency landing. This was just before 3 o'clock this afternoon. Issues with the landing gear made it a rough one, but the pilot is okay.
RDU International said the pilot was the only person on board. The FAA said 2 people should have been on board. In the last half hour, officials said the second person exited the plane somewhere over Cary. And beyond that, it's unclear if that person fell or jumped.
We have team coverage of this bizarre story. Adam Owens is at RDU and Mark Boyle's in the WREL Live Center, helping us work the story from the phones.
Let's begin with Eric Miller in the WREL Breaking News Tracker following the second search for this person. And he joins us now live with new information from authorities. Eric?
Well, Deborah, this new information coming in just the last few minutes, detailing an extraordinary effort by first responders in the midst of an extraordinary situation. You take a look at some video from Sky 5. Crews are searching in the ground and in the air for this passenger. They can't say why he may have jumped or this person, we can't say the gender, may have jumped or fallen from this aircraft, but they are looking across southern Wake County. Multiple agencies involved, including Cary, Fairview, as well as Wake County Emergency Management. Now, I know the plane took off from the south of here and was headed towards RDU to make that dramatic emergency landing that you saw mere moments ago. And if you take a listen, officials are releasing a preliminary description of the person they're looking for.
At this time, what we know is that passenger was wearing tan pants and a logo branded shirt. We don't have the color of that shirt, but that's all the description we have at this time. We are working with RDU through the FAA and with the pilot directly to try to get a better description. As we do that, we will share that with the media, and potentially if we can narrow the search area through maybe reverse 911 or wireless emergency alerts to help search for this individual.
Yeah, really an exceptional effort there. First responders tell us they're looking at the flight path. They're listening to radio traffic. They're consulting with the FAA to try to narrow this search area, to try to figure out where this person who jumped or fell may have ended up. They're all over southern Wake County right now. Really an exceptional effort. Now, we're told that we are going to be getting another update from officials. That's going to be happening 8 o'clock this evening. We'll be listening closely to hear what they have to say then. Back to you.
Just an incredible story we're following today. Eric Miller live in Cary. Thank you, Eric. As that search continues, crews at the airport are learning more about the plane and the pilot.
WREL's Adam Owens is there live now with that piece of the story. Adam?
And Jared, we have a perfect vantage point from the general aviation place where we are right now of that plane actually on the runway, essentially where it ended up coming to a stop in the grass just off the runway there, still blocking a runway as well. Obviously, as the investigation into the cause of the crash and what all led to this continues, it could be a while before that plane can be removed. We have video coming in after that crash showing the crash landing. The plane that crashed is a twin turboprop aircraft. You're looking at video captured from our Sky 5 pilot, Robert Jones. He heard emergency crews on the radio getting in position to respond and watch the plane actually come in for its crash landing. The plane had a landing gear issue. Jones says the pilot had to come in on only 2 of his 3 wheels. RDU officials tell us the pilot was the only one on the plane as it approached the airport. Despite what he was up against, Jones says it appears that the pilot did handle the crash landing actually quite well. There was minimal damage as best that he could see to the aircraft, having to lay it down on that one wing because the landing gear was having its issue. The FAA, the NTSB, they are investigating this crash at this point. We are told that the pilot that was on board during the crash landing has minor injuries. Gerald.
Adam Owens live at RDU. Thank you.
I'm Mark Boyle in the WRAL Live Center. About 55 or so delays out at RDU because of this. One runway is closed, one open, so we are seeing a few issues out there impacting travelers. This is a FlightAware map. I want to show you, we're going to track this plane and where it all came from. So draw your attention down here. This is the state line, North Carolina, South Carolina to the south. This is where the plane took off. It did several circles. We can take this full, you got it, okay? Clearly having some issues. And then the plane, the pilot and the passenger making their way north to RDU, and it's right about here. I'll zoom in. It's about this area just south of town is where this person fell or jumped out of the plane. The pilot continued on to RDU, making one pass over the airport and then coming in for that emergency landing. We're tracking every bit of this. We expect an update, as Eric mentioned, in about 2 hours from now from officials on that search.
Thank you, Mark.